Who are you?
I'm Bob.
Who sent you, Bob?
Nobody. You were all sent?
Everyone here has done bad things. Shadow ops. Robbing government labs. Contract kills.
Yeah, so?
So, someone wants us gone.
Hey, I'm Reggie Ponder, the Real Critic, and this week's movie is Thunderbolts. Now, I know many of you have Marvel fatigue and don't even want to consider a Marvel movie. But because this is a new set of Marvel characters and it's officially the kickoff to summer blockbusters, I'm going to talk about this one. Who's in it? Florence Pugh, Sebastian Stan, Wyatt Russell, Olga Kurylenko, Louis Pullman, Geraldine Wiswanathan, Chris Bauer, Wendell Pierce, David Harbour, Hannah John Kamen, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus. So what's it about? Well, the Avengers are no more, and the world needs something to protect its people from supervillains. So Valentina Legre Fontaine, the director of the CIA, played by Louis-Dreyfus, has been working on a plan to manufacture the next great thing in superheroes. But her plan has gone sideways, and she is now up for impeachment. So she begins to destroy all of the evidence against her, including a ragtag group of individuals she uses to handle potentially incriminating situations. This unconventional group of anti-heroes, which includes Yelena Belova, Bucky Barnes, Red Guardian, Ghost, and John Walker, is now in her crosshairs and reluctantly assembles to save their lives and possibly that of the world. So what's to like? Well, while some of these characters are not new, they are not exactly household names. And this allows Marvel to introduce or reintroduce them to the MCU and the audience. These characters allow Marvel the opportunity to build a new narrative and provide us with something fresh to care about. And then there's that Marvel humor, which also helps us to care even more, as these super anti-heroes make fun of each other, as well as make some missteps that are quite funny. For instance, the relationship between Yelena and Red Guardian is so funny, as the Red Guardian has no filter and is an annoying and embarrassing father. Then there's John Walker needing to be reminded that he is not Captain America, but a former stand-in. That's pretty funny as well. I think overall, the writers find a way to inject humor into the dialogue as well as the situations. But all is not fun and games. Marvel seizes the opportunity to develop these characters beyond their assignments. And the writers get creative in how we learn about their past. And I believe that inventiveness works to create empathy as well as sets the stage for a very intense battle against their new foe, a survivor of DeFontaine's experiments, a man simply introduced as Bob. Yes, Bob. Now, the name itself is used for levity, as this ordinary man becomes a very dangerous being we will all come to know as the Sentry. And it's exciting because we don't know much about the Sentry, and Marvel can give him all sorts of powers and abilities. Interestingly, we get to see this ordinary Bob clash with the super being, the Sentry, and that internal battle makes the film relatable to those of us who tend to debate ourselves. You know who you are. Additionally, Marvel doesn't skimp with the action in Thunderbolts, as each of the anti-heroes, they fight each other, as well as the all-powerful The Sentry, who is being influenced by Dave Fontaine. Now I have to mention that Louis-Dreyfus is delightfully devilish in this role, and she owns it masterfully. I'm looking forward to seeing more of her in future installments. In many ways, Thunderbolts reminds me of the Guardians of the Galaxy. They both are an unconventional team of outcasts. They both inject humor in very peculiar and dangerous situations. They both have internal conflicts that might thwart their superhero efforts. And they both have a character arc that bends toward redemption. Overall, Marvel has done a great job of introducing this new franchise. So, what's not to like? This film leaves a lot of issues unresolved, like, can the Sentry be stopped? Will the Thunderbolts be able to fill the shoes of the Avengers? And how does this ragtag group fit into the greater MCU? But that being said, in fairness, this film works well as a standalone introductory entry. I just kind of felt that Marvel's desire to keep the audience wanting more might have impacted the soft ending more than it should have. And you know what I mean, there are some extra scenes at the end. My rating, Thunderbolts has a bit of charm, mystery, and excitement. And this team of anti-heroes makes for a solid outing that will be fun. Maybe I missed my favorite MCU characters, or maybe these new ones haven't fully grabbed my heart yet, or maybe I'm holding them to a higher standard. Whatever it is, the thunder is definitely there, but it didn't quite alter my world like I believe DeFontaine was hoping. I enjoyed this one. I'm giving it 3 out of 4 reels. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, and YouTube at The Real Critic. That's REEL. And I'll see you next time.